like I had the lotto. I'm coming through like 100 doing this 1 or 2s. You don't know if the smoke from the gun I told, from the blunt I blew. Got them sick as the flu. This she be humming too. Got your chicken in here and she think it's the tension in here when the enemy near. What the you wanna do? I'm a G.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What is the deal? What is the deal? It's your host with the most. Welcome to the No Pick Show with there's no hand holding. We do it fast, not emotion. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification if you haven't already. I'm with my dog, Just A Davis. L, how you doing, big dog?
Cooling, dog. Hitting them with another fucking 2-piece. You ever get them the
yes,
2
indeed.
for 1?
Yes, indeed, man.
What's
Yes, indeed.
everybody?
Yeah,
good,
nothing
good
works.
Been Mathurin to the Pels day.
Yes, indeed. Don't it feel like it's been forever? Shout out to people, boy. Shout out to Always Go. It felt like we've been talking about this, man, for a long time. Finally, shout out to the homie Clarence in the building. Look at my dog. I ain't seen my dog in a minute. What's happening?
Where my dog been at?
Shout out to Nola Ant-Man. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure everybody hit that like button. Lonnie in the building. Jay Burke, was the deal? So I feel like we've been plotting on this, talking about this in every which direction. Jeremy in the building. What's happening with your homie? It's finally come to fruition. We pretty much called this, and based on the show we did the other day, pretty much called how the deal would come to fruition as well. So you heard it here first. Well, what's up, H Bizzle? Shout out to the homie H Bizzle doing this thing, man. Shout out to Memphis. Yes, indeed. So how would you view this deal? Like so far, now, of course, it's not necessarily complete until you move Jordan Hawkins. What's your tentative grade on this deal?
Without like overselling.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah.
For the Pelicans, right? For the Pelicans, I think you have to look at this deal as an A.
Got it as an A. Okay.
I feel like it has to be at least an A. You got a former, so it's not as if Ben Mathurin is coming off like some injury or something like that. You know what I mean? It's not like he wasn't available or wasn't playing. So like I would understand it from that standpoint. While he is not looked at as just like some sniper, right? He is a really good scorer.
Yes.
And you did have trouble scoring in certain areas. You got a rebounder because he does rebound. So it don't help you from a rebounder from like the 5 position. But when you put guys on the floor, he's a guy that rebounds.
Yes. Get to the free throw line also.
Free throw line, right? Gets to the free throw line at damn near at will. So you got a guy who can kind of like help get you into the bonus, control the game, stuff like that. Also, when you think about, I don't want to say not giving up anything because we don't know yet whether it's going to cost a second to move Hawkins or whatever the case may be. But to get Ben Mathurin for only $1 million more than what Hawkins is right now, and you knew Hawkins was, I mean, unfortunately, and shout out to Hawkins moving forward, but you knew Hawkins wasn't going to play, right? So essentially, you just turned Jordan Hawkins into a guy who, for his career, averages 16 points a game and all those other things, and has, is a capable defender when he puts his mind to it. I think I before seeing what the other side is, just on the front end of it, I have to call it an A for right now.
Do you believe this front office has earned some goodwill based on how this deal was completed, based on them getting it across the finish line? I know that's something we had made a point of emphasis, like, yo, you have to get the deal like done. It has to get done at this point. You got to get it done. Almost counts. And they showed up and showed out and made it happen. Do you feel like potentially they've earned some goodwill? Like, do you feel like the fan base is like, okay, I see the vision now? Because they're getting a lot of love for this deal.
Yeah. I think they should get a lot of love. I think I don't know if fans technically see the vision yet.
Okay.
Because there's still more to be done. right? The season hasn't necessarily started yet. So I don't think people just like see the vision, but I think they like the move. If you grade the move individually, right, I think you have to give it a passing grade. Also, a lot of the thing with the off season is fans are impatient, right? Like we want it done now. We want it, you know what I mean? We want it our way, and like, you know, so
yeah,
kind of gotta sift through that. So I think they deserve credit for not falling to the pressure early, because again, they could have probably got this deal done. And again, if they would have gave up something for Mathurin in that, like to the Clippers initially, when they were like, look, we want some kind of pick back.
Yeah.
Mathurin wanted 14 million or whatever the case may be. Like, you probably would have still got an okay grade for it for just being able to do it, because that's still a good move.
Right.
But it's even better now. So your patience paid off.
From what I was told today, I don't think this version of the deal could have gotten done.
No.
Yeah. I think this was one of those things where you absolutely had to be patient and like hope that they just got to a point where it was the war of wills and a war of attrition, and the Clippers ultimately just like, all right, fuck it, like, you know what I'm saying, whatever, like, you know, and some calls were made, some pressure was applied, so you know, I don't want to say too much, but some calls was made, some pressure was applied, and ultimately the deal got done. Now and shout out to them, because this is a guy that they had interest in last deadline. The Pacers had interest in Messi to some degree, I'm sure. It wasn't enough to get the deal across the finish line. I'm sure at that time the Messi had started playing well, so I'm sure the Pelicans were like, damn, we can't trade the center we got that's playing well.
That's another thing too. I'm sorry, not to cut you off. They deserve credit for, like, one thing they've done a lot this summer, and it's paid off, and even last season to a degree. They stuck to their guns about a bunch of things. Right? Yeah. So, like, if you set the price and you stick to it, so far they've been rewarded with that being the case. We'll see if that continues, because I think at some times also you got to be able to know when to be aggressive. But to that point where you said they didn't move Eve, and you know, for Ben, now you got Ben and you got Eve.
Yeah.
So just sometimes sticking to your guns work.
Man, y'all got some great comments in here. I'm starting the question. Shout out to Tennessee. Shout out to Jay Burke. I'm starting some questions. And my dog made a good point as far as the Kawhi controversy. Jay Burke made a great point as far as like the Kuminga deal was announced immediately afterwards. That's crossed my mind as well. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I wanted to address Tennessee's comment, because I think it's very pertinent. So now comes the conspiracies. Right now,
bro.
Some of these conspiracies are a bit educated. Some of them, motherfucker, just freestyling. Some of it is like using this common sense and logic. And we're going to talk about Kuminga to the Wolves as well, because to me, I was happy Kuminga went to the Wolves versus the Lakers, because I feel like, honestly, with this deal, if Zion, of course, is healthy, I feel like this deal kind of propels the Pelicans to that talent tier. Not saying either team the Pelicans will be as good as the Lakers or the Wolves, because who knows what's going to happen with those teams. Luka has injury issues, LaMelo has injury issues, so who knows how they ultimately fall out. But I feel like on paper the Pelicans are as talented as both of those teams at this stage. But I'll say so now we got to get into the conspiracy theories, right? So I think Tennessee asked a good question. You say, does signing Mathurin before moving Hawk or subsequent pieces out make it cost more to move them out? Now, this is a conspiracy theory I had myself, as far as like, damn. Well, a theory I had myself was like, damn. Now that teams know you absolutely are they going to apply some pressure? And like you see with the Timberwolves, they need to create a roster spot and clear some money. You see with Memphis, They need to create roster spots. The Bucks need to create roster spots, etc. So I'm looking at teams like Memphis, like Chicago, that have, some money available. Memphis doesn't have the spots, obviously, but I'm looking at some of those teams and say, what would incentivize them to do this deal? And realistically, is it just Hawkins alone that would be going out? Because in my mind, it wouldn't be Hawkins alone.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I think so. Initially, when I thought about them being backed up against the wall, my thought was ultimately they could just to the point we made. They could ultimately just say, you know what, fuck it, is when you got him for this number, you could just waive and stretch Hawkins, and that just fixes.
You could.
So like you could.
Could.
So you have options, but if people trying to like,
well, matter of fact, I'm sorry to cut you off.
You good.
Ben Mathurin making about $8 million helps significantly. Right now, Spot Track and Cap Sheets have two different numbers. Spot Track has it as $8 million. I think that's a bit of a projection. And if I go to, I'm sorry, Cap Sheets has it at $8 million. But if I go to Spot Track, Spot Track has it at 7.8. Now, if that number's correct, 7.8, that helps tremendously because prior to this deal, what was that with your E-Dog? Prior to this deal, the Pelicans were roughly $5 to $6 million below the luxury tax line. Now, if you're able to move Hawkins without taking back any salary, you'll be about $4 to $5 million below the luxury tax line. Of course, anything can happen with Wofford. You can potentially waive him. Hopefully that doesn't happen because I like Wofford. Right. But let's just say you're $5 million. Let's just say $5 million, right? So you're below the luxury tax line, and if you wanted to create another roster spot somehow, like waiving Wofford, you would have enough money to bring in another minimum guy potentially, like a Nick Richards or what have you. But him taking that $8 million helps a lot because you got more room to operate. I'm sorry to cut you off. Please continue.
No, you good. My thought was.
Thank you, Squallow. That's a good point. He said Saturday is the deadline for waive and stretch. And I'm sorry, one last point. If they were to waive Hawkins, they would create about $4 million, I think, and they would owe him $3 million over the next few years. So that $4 million, that would get them right at the number 2 signed Ben. Yeah, but you cutting it a little close, and if you had another deal lined up, but yeah.
Right. Well, my thought was if somebody was holding you over the gun, you know what I mean, under the gun, basically, it's kind of like, well, fuck it, we'll just waive it myself, as opposed to saying, all right, I got to give you 2 seconds or I got to do whatever. I just think they could ultimately have the conversation about that and go that route. But I think it's got like the Ben signing has to be, again, I thought the Wofford signing
was a precursor to something. And I'm not sure that those moves happen independently, honestly. Yeah, I do think this is all connected.
I think so. Personally, I think so. I think if we're talking about conspiracies and pressure being applied, I think the Pelicans were like, look, when they signed Wofford, it's like, look, bro, everybody we're not doing that. All right, we're not doing that. Let's pivot.
Shout out to Uptown Kid, because this is a good point as well, because they are some unlikely incentives. Like games played for certain guys.
I think all of that stuff is accounted for early, if I'm not mistaken.
Like for Cap Sheets, they usually account for it. They have about $6.9 million in unlikely bonuses. I would have to go through and see. Like Jordan Poole has an unlikely bonus of $4.2 million. I don't think he's getting it, to be honest. Sadiq Bey's $232,000. DeJounte is 2.4. I mean, they're unlikely for a reason. I mean, I can't see DeJounte being an all-star, Poole being an all-star. If it's like games played or something along those lines, I could potentially see that. But I think depending on who they bring it back, I think for me, my rule of thumb is keep at least $1 million away from the luxury tax. Yeah. I'm sorry to cut you off again.
No, you good. I agree with the idea of the numbers. I don't remember what the point was I was making.
Well, we're saying as far as like now, how do you go about consolidating and really even more than money, creating minutes? Because you have to create minutes. Like that's the thing.
I think I remember we was talking about like the moves triggering being like indicators of the next move. Yeah. I think the Wofford move was the move to say, all right, we getting close to camp. Let's start getting stuff done. If everybody's serious, let's start putting this team together and move, because they moved in silence a lot. Now it's time to go ahead and do it. So they got Wofford done. Boom. You got the Ben Mathurin thing done. And I think the next move, because they literally have to be a next move.
Yeah, like now it's like you literally have to have a next move. And hold on 1 second, bro. I apologize. Yo, the next move for the viewers need to be hitting this motherfucking like button. Appreciate everybody in the building. We got over 60 people in the building. We got 18 likes. Let's take a breather because clearly everyone's excited. Let's take a little breather. We're gonna run a quick ad, and then while we running this ad, let's hit the like button. Like shout out to everybody in the building.
Look at today's game. What are the components that you believe a team absolutely has to have in order to win a championship?
I think there are shooters, and then I think there are scorers. I think you got to score in this league, whether it be shooting the three or getting into the paint. I think that's you got to keep that scoreboard moving, Steven. You can't get stuck on 80 points and think you're going to get stops and win the game. So you got to figure out a way to keep that scoreboard moving.
And shout out to the homie Wicked K-Pop. Say as a Pacers fan and a Big Ben fan, you guys got a dog, and that's one of the things that's been emphasized to me a lot behind the scenes when I talk to people, affiliated with the team. They like Ben a fucking dog. Like Ben is a dog, and they like his mentality. You've seen Therese Halliburton speak about him and his confidence and things of that nature. So he's a guy that's going to be competitive going into camp and really going to set a precedent, I believe.
I completely agree. Again, we talked about the physicality, getting to the line, the style that he plays with. Even I think is also a big deal. A lot of people don't like the mid-range game, but he's a snipe. Like he's I don't know if I want to go to say great, but he's really, really good in the mid-range. And
he can shoot. He not like he ain't Reggie Miller, but he can shoot.
He can shoot the three for sure. Yeah. I'm just thinking he's a versatile player. Like he can shoot the three, he can get to the cup, he can shoot the mid-range. So like I truly believe that we have a player that there's been stints where the Pelicans struggle getting easy looks, right? Yeah,
getting to the line, stopping the clock,
Yeah, and then we also struggle with physical style of defense. Now you have Sadiq Bey who can deal with physicality. Zion can deal with physicality. DeJounte can deal with some phicality, and then you add Ben Mathurin into there. You got a couple guys now that when the game is you got to deal with Lou Dort. It's like that don't phase us at all. So I think just having multiple guys like that, just and the amount of talent you could continue to throw out on the floor. Like, bro, we've seen Ben 30-point games, 20-something point games.
In the finals.
Yeah, fine. And what's interesting, like, shout out to them, it's nice him being his first game against his old team. What I mean? So,
after his old teammate was talking some shit. So, like, now it's just, bro, the spice in that game, you got the DeJounte, Tyrese coming back off the Achilles. I know they all was talking about there's a brotherhood with the rehabbing together and shit like that, checking on each other. Ben versus his old team. You got Zion who's dominated Zubac. I think that's all of those things just make for a very interesting opening night in the blender. Yeah, like for me, if with Wofford, I think if he makes it out of camp, he's guaranteed $250 up until after December. His whole contract is guaranteed, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, man. Look, I look at it like this. Firstly, shout out to Therese Halliburton. I think he's a good guy. You got to take him out first game of the season. Got to take him out. You got to take him out. You got no, not the leg. That's a bit much. That's a bit much.
I got to on our Cobra
Nah,
Kai.
I ain't want. You can't sweep somebody's leg until like January. You gotta wait to sweep the leg.
You gotta let him get some games played at least.
Yeah, you gotta have some games played. You gotta elbow him.
Yeah, okay.
He need a good elbow. You know, shout out to him though. I fucks with him. Yeah. Good guy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But you're talking a little too crazy about my motherfucking team, and only I can do that, right?
Thanks.
So, but yeah, so I think it's interesting. Let's take a quick look right here at the Pelicans salary cap situation here. Again, look at a guy like Zion. Well, we pretty much got the gist of who's going to be here, right? Yes. For the most part. Who do you think are the guys that's like you're a strong candidate not to be here after this deal has been announced?
For me, personally.
Well, let's do this. Because I think personally we got our opinion.
Yeah.
Let's just say realistically.
Realistically. We can do realistically.
Okay.
So realistically, I think you have a couple options you have to consider, right? You have to consider it. Again, and I'm gonna go with who you're targeting first, and then who has to go out for said targets, right? And just who you might be connected to. You at like if MPJ, again, I hate to keep saying this, but I told y'all when Brooklyn announced that, or I even said when Jake Fisher said that
they're not getting that extension.
They're unlikely doing that extension. And for all the people that watch like any of the shows we do, I am going to personally, I don't care what nobody else say, I am going to keep mentioning, in my opinion, the priority of MPJ. So let me
you think he should be the number one priority right now, in your opinion?
He should be the number one priority right now, in my opinion.
Okay.
So
I ain't mad at that. Yeah.
No. Because again, if he's a free agent next year, you're going to target him next year.
Yeah, you would target MPJ like in practice. Yeah. Right.
So I always start there when we're talking about who goes, who stays, all of that. If MPJ is a possibility, in order to do it, you need to have salary. So which automatically puts Poole on the table. It puts DeJounte on the table, but I don't really think, honestly, just don't think DeJounte at this current state with, games played over the last 2 years and stuff. I just don't think the value is there to move him.
Yeah.
So, and I think he's, it's one of those situations where it's like, it's more valuable to you right now than it would be like trying to give it away. I kind of feel like that about DeJounte right now. So DeJounte is out for me. So it would end up having to be Poole because of the salary, Herb because of salary, and just by nature the position that he plays right now.
Yeah,
right?
The wing position. Yeah, with the additional Wofford as well. Yeah,
with the additional Wofford, with the addition of Ben, Sadiq Bey, like Bryce Peavy, like it's a bunch of
front court guys. Yeah,
it's a lot of front court guys, and in order to make the salary, you just gotta do it. And again, you talk about the minutes, so it almost has to be Herb to a degree, not based off play, but just fit situation, right?
Yeah.
But then after that, I think anybody else like Bryce is movable. Carlo was movable. Sadiq, respectfully, again, Sadiq is movable, I think, because for me personally, not knowing where Sadiq stands with the contract, right? Like, I look at it this way. Jonathan Kuminga had an idea for what the number was for him. I'm talking about when he was in Golden State, right? I'm not signing for no less than whatever the case may be. And it's like, all right, well, if you're not, we know we're not going to this number. So at some point we have to find a way to get value out of this move, right? Okay. And Golden State, I don't think got the proper value out of Jonathan Kuminga, in my opinion. But I'm just saying if there's internal, and I'm not saying there is, but if there's some internal Sadiq, like fuck that, I ain't signing for no less than 20. I can't give Sadiq 20 million. You know what I mean? So before I let him walk for anything, I may consider including Sadiq Bey in a deal, even though I love Sadiq Bey. I'm just explaining like why he would also be on the table in a deal. But other than that, that's probably about it. Peavy can go, Bryce if need be, Carlo if need be. Any of the like secondary roster guys,
yeah,
you can consider moving.
In this scenario, we're talking about consolidating and potentially looking at moving, because it's, for me, it's not just creating a roster spot, it's also about moving that large salary, because the large salary guys are going to be the guys getting the lion's share of the minutes. Yeah, with Sadiq Bey and like Fears and Queen being kind of like the exceptions here. But so for me, it would be like, I know we may not know where Sadiq Bey stands, but I know exactly where DeJounte and Herb stand, and that's in the motherfucking way. That's in the motherfucking way. So both y'all, I need one or both of y'all, preferably both, but one or both of them brothers. In this scenario, if we're talking about like a large money, large minute consolidation, because I think the Pelicans need to free up at least $50 million. I'm sorry, 50 minutes. Like, you need to free up at least 50 minutes played. You're not bringing in Ben Mathurin to play 19 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not, if in the event that you were trading for a Michael Porter Jr., it's totally hypothetical, because there's other players we could talk about as well. Like, but in the event you were looking at a Michael Porter Jr., you're not bringing him in to play 25 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's going to play 33, 35 minutes.
That's a 30 plus.
Yeah, we're talking 30 plus. Ben, we're talking like 25 plus. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
25 to 28 minute type.
Yeah,
type.
You're talking about real minutes, because these are real NBA players, right? Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. Let's look at the trade machine. Well, matter of fact, let's do this. Let's look at some Ben film, and while we're doing that, you guys hit the like button, and then we're going to look at the trade machine. Go ahead.
That's your question. Do you think, what do you value more, the picks or future flexible salary?
Oh, my bad.
Now you good.
I value the picks, because with the Pelicans with the stage they're at, and that's why with some guys like a Bryce, like a Carlo, not that these guys are world beaters, even with Sadiq Bey, like the idea of cheap labor is especially like cheap labor and upside is especially valuable to me. And since the Pelicans aren't like a free agent destination, it's going to be tough. Like, I have heard that there are some guys who are very interested in playing for Joe Dumars, Ben Mathurin being one, another few guys that I won't name, but Ben Mathurin being one. You can see he's bought in. He's already changed his profile.
Yeah, I saw that. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah, I've heard that he's a guy that wants to go out there and prove a lot of people wrong based on his reputation and that player archetype kind of being 86th from the league a little bit. So I know he wants to go out there and prove people wrong.
Earn himself an opportunity.
Yeah, earn himself an opportunity to get paid. You know what I'm saying? And so that's another thing. But I value the picks, because if you could go out there, dog, and let's just say, and I fuck with Eve Meesey heavy, but you go out there and find, appreciate my dog Michael Morgan with the 5-piece on the Cash App. Appreciate you, big dog. Whoa. If you can go out there and find a real like high upside center to pair with Eve moving forward, man, and that's that high upside center only making about $5-6 million. Like, he's on a rookie scale deal. Oh my God. Like, you cooking with gas.
The reason I ask is like, so for like the example would be because normally how deals work is if you throw more picks, the less like players you have to throw at. Yeah. Right. So like you could probably do Poole and Hawkins if you were to give for MPJ in this example for like maybe 2 picks. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, well, shit, now I got DeJounte, I got Herb. You know what I mean? Now I have all of these players. So realistically, my team is probably better. Yeah. But now I'm out of those 2 motherfucking picks that I might not have to recoup. Or would you rather send out, more valued players, Sadiq, Herb, DeJounte, whatever, but you keep majority of your picks?
I'd rather keep the picks.
Okay.
Because like with the players, the aforementioned players, I think Sadiq Bey got the most value out of all them dudes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think his value is like multiple firsts or no shit like that. I just think the league is getting so talented the way it's like, oh, I could draft that guy. Like, you know, it's not an all-star level player or a budding all-star level player. I think people are just getting to the point where they're just
I could get a version of you in the second round.
Yeah, and even being like a top one. Now the league is getting to like after number 2 in the draft, everything is like it's a crapshoot.
Shit, this was one of the great drafts, and it was like after 4, people felt
it was like
it could be anybody.
Yeah, and then it's like, look at the Rockets, for example. They drafted number 3. They drafted, I forgot, where was Jalen Green? Number 2, I think.
Jalen Green was 2, Jabari Smith was 3, Reed Sheppard was 3.
So you're talking about an organization that drafted 2, 3,
and 4?
Yeah, I think 4. You're talking about an organization that drafted 2nd, 3rd, and 3rd. And none of those guys ended up getting max contracts. Reed Sheppard is looking like he may be a bust to some degree. Jabari never really, lived up to the hype, and he was projected to go. People was like, should he go number 1 in that draft?
Yeah.
So, but still, it's cheap labor, it's cost controlled, and you don't have to worry about.
You got 7 years of control for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, and you don't have to worry about recruitment necessarily. And a motherfucker ain't worth the max. They just ain't worth the max if it comes down to it. So we're gonna go after some of Ben Mathurin's 3-point shots, see how he gets his looks, and kind of just give it a look. See, this is from the finals season, and he had a lot going on with Rick Carlisle, but he still managed to have a solid season. What's happening with you, Drew? Shout out to the homie Drew. Spectacular had a really good question. Say, what would you give up for Jabari? I'm gonna start that question, bro. Spectacular. That's a very good question because I like Jabari. And shout out to everybody while we going over this film. Make sure y'all hit the like button. I'm gonna cut the volume down super low so they don't hate on me. Well, fuck, I'm already suspended. What they gonna do? Suspend me again? Hating motherfucker. On a catch and shoot on a bad pass by Pascal Lopez.
Look at Miles Turner.
Nice ring. Pull up. Step off.
And listen, another thing, because a lot of people don't think of Ben as a 3-point shooter, a lot of people gonna give him that look.
Gonna sag.
Yep. Pull up and fucking cave face.
Let's see here. Just started. Nice.
Bro, just walking into the 3. Contested 3.
There's a lot of, and again, if you're Jamal Mosley and you've been playing against Ben 4 times a year for the last X amount of years since you've been in Orlando and since he was in Indiana, you got a pretty good idea of how to use Ben Mathurin and what you expect from Ben Mathurin.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nah, shout Uptown Kid. He said, I see a less chaotic pool. I understand that. My thought is like volatility, right? I think he's a more controlled version of Poole, right? Like when I know what he means by chaotic and why I know control and chaotic kind of like work together. But what I mean is it's kind of like Poole can be like 5 or 35, right?
Yeah.
Ben is more like 16 every night. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you get a lot of like that's a volatile. It's like a stock. You know what I mean? Like Poole is like a stock. It's like when that bitch hitting, it's hitting.
Yeah, and Poole also. I mean, Poole. They both career like 6-man type guys. Poole started a bit, and I think Ben started quite a few games last year. But they're both like this microwave scoring type guys. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I think I think they're way different. But I get the sentiment from like a microwave scoring type player. I think that just their play style is different. For like Poole with his handle and ability to get downhill. Ben could get downhill too, but he's more of a physical guy. Get to that free throw line, create contact.
Ben, both. You know what I like about both? Both of them look like assholes though.
No hesitancy. Another thing I really like is that Ben isn't afraid to take contested jumpers.
Yeah.
Isn't afraid to take contested jumpers. Now, ideally, you're playing with Fears, Good defense right there by Miles Turner. You playing with Fears. Oh, wide open. On a pull up, nice. But yeah, you're playing with Fears. You're playing with Zion, even Ben himself. You're playing with guys that can get downhill and cause disruption. So if you're Ben Mathurin, you probably get a lot of open looks that you're not necessarily used to. And if you're playing with Trey Murphy, that's another guy with a lot of gravity. I'm sure Trey Murphy is excited about the opportunity to play with a guy like Ben Mathurin. I'm sure all these guys are, because again, this is the person who been to the finals, been to the dance. You know what I'm saying? He played with Kawhi Leonard, played well with Kawhi Leonard while he was there. He was only there for a cup of coffee, but he did play well with him. I
also want to add in, like, not understating the value of Mosley in this situation and getting these guys to buy into unselfish play.
Yes.
In a system and hierarchy and all of the, like, because you could throw together great talent. You still have to be able to use it in the most effective way possible. And I think that's where the challenge is going to come. But I think Mosley's going to do a good job of, like, getting these guys to play in a situation, in a system that allows them to be efficient versions of themselves, as opposed to before, right? We ran like a real heavy ISO like offense, right? Where it's kind of like you get in where you fit in. It wasn't too much ways to create for you, like to create other than you go and create for yourself. So I just think Mosley's scheme and what I think he's going to do offensively. And the reason I say that is because I've watched a lot of film on what I think they're going to do.
Yeah. You definitely did a deep dive.
Yeah, I've watched like way too many Orlando Magic games over the last 3 or 4 years. But I just think the way that he's getting the tools to be able to use is bro.
It's hands down the best offensive talent on paper he's ever had. Yeah. Shout out to the homie Terrence Williams, man, aka T Dub, for the $5. Appreciate your super chat, bro. Well, I appreciate your cash app, bro. Thank you. I'll say this. Now, watching him with the Knicks game, in this Knicks game, now I think he hit about 5 threes this game, if I'm not mistaken. What I don't want, I know it's gonna happen because it happens with everybody, happens with Poole, happens with everybody. I don't want a ton of off the dribble threes. So when you got the ball, you're handling it. Now, this one, I don't mind necessarily. Yeah, but the last couple where like dribble, pull, I'm not in love with those.
I'm gonna say this: if you cooking, you like,
I'll afford you 1 or 2. If
I'm 10, like if he going for 30, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, dude, like he got it going that game. So,
like, to me, this is how I want all his threes to be. Like, that's just me. Like, but some people, you know, they got to take a rhythm dribble. Like this one, I ain't mad at rhythm dribble pull up. But if you just like to me, the only motherfucker I want to see kind of like getting in the bag and shooting is Trey and Poole to a lesser extent. Because I've seen Poole hit those, and I know Trey can hit those.
Well, that's Poole's game.
Yeah, getting into the bag. But
I got to treat Trey like a star, but I don't want Trey really in no ISO situation.
Yeah, unless my thing is if you Trey and you Trey usually end up in them ISO situations out of desperation. Yeah, where like he got to go in his bag. But if I'm Trey, I just want like, hey man, 3 dribble maximum.
I'll say this:
piss.
Them starting the season healthy shouldn't allow for that. To be honest, because between Zion handling the ball, DeJounte handling the ball, Fierce handling, like there's too many guys that you'll have as like primary offense initiators before it gets to, hey, I'm about to get into my ISO game. Like, now you talking about stuff like that.
Well, yeah, to me, that's a bad shot that went in.
Yeah.
But one thing I will say, the Pelicans do need guys that just aren't easily ran off the line. For a long time, that was one of my issues with Trey. Like, Trey, you're 6'10". You got to rise above that motherfucker and take that jumper. I love this play right here. I look great screen set by Miles Turner. That's another thing. If Eve and Queen, one of the most useful things I think DeAndre Jordan can do for Derek Queen and an Eve is work with them on their screen setting. And that's why I really like what Looney did for us setting screens when he did play. now this is a perfect scenario, like great pass right there by Pascal. But how the fuck you fall asleep on? Now this I don't want. That three right there. Only person I want taking that three is Poole or Queen. I mean,
I'm
not Queen or Trey.
You see how he jogging back?
Look, he talking that shit, but
yes,
I was like, I don't like that.
Also, this too. If a guy shows, consistently, he make those.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Got to give him benefit of the doubt to shoot those.
Yeah, if you make them, I'm with you. Like, if that's not your game, I don't want you doing it. But,
like MPJ shoot some of the most some of the worst threes you'll watch as far as in terms of like contested threes and shit like that. But
he MPJ, like,
and he makes so I'll give to, especially to start the season. It's like, yo, if you making these and that's part of your game, I'm not gonna hit you.
That's the thing. Like for me, like Herb, I never want to see it again. I don't even want to see any pull-ups. Like how he just shot that pull-up. I don't want to see Herb do that this season. Like, so it's, to me, where the sacrifice is coming from is going to be extremely important, because in my opinion, the way Zion needs to sacrifice will be, yo, you gotta attack the boards, bro. Like, you gotta attack the boards.
You gotta give this team more opportunities.
Yeah,
because you got people that can knock down shots.
Right. And like, because to me, Zion is never going to be a 22 shot a game guy. Zion is going to max out 18, 19 shots a game. Like, but him getting to the rim, him rebounding, initiating fast breaks, creating other opportunities, he could. Zion is so efficient. Him taking 18 shots, that still could be 27, 28 points. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he's so efficient, especially if he's getting to the line, making his free throws. So it's gonna be interesting. I do think the sacrifice. Oh, goddamn, Giannis, he fucked over Giannis just now. He did.
Yeah, that's a great throw. Like, if you look at these highlights, a lot of the defenders that he's scoring on, you've seen Jaylen Brown even scoring on.
No boys.
Like, it's a lot of like quality, top-notch defenders that he, a lot of these are happening again. So it's kind of like the dude a bucket, bro. At the end of the day, that's what it was. KD stepped on bucket, bust like. And then if you give him the space, you want him to have the confidence to shoot those. Like
absolutely. And you need it for the Pelicans. Like, if Ben can shoot 36%, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Sadiq shot 5-6 threes a game, 36%. You take that 10 times out of 10. I think Sadiq Bey shot roughly around 36%. Yeah, Sadiq Bey shot 37.6. He was phenomenal in catch and shoot opportunities. You're hoping Ben could do a bit of the same. Even if Poole was still here, if Poole Poole's a career starter. I know Poole started in Washington. But I thought he was with that second unit a lot. Now I think when Steph was out and he was starting for Golden State, he was busting ass when Steph was out, and he started for Golden State.
He's a career rotational player. Like he plays. He's
a career high level X factor.
Yeah, he plays.
Like, I think Poole. Of course, we haven't seen the best of Poole because last year was really difficult. But I still think Poole is a good player, and I still think he could thrive in the right system, right opportunity.
Shout out to Mando. That's a great point. Also, I know we talk a lot about the offense, but with Mosley saying, "Listen, we're going to do it defensively first." Yeah, Zion has potential to be a really good defender. We've seen that happen. I think Ben Mathurin has a good potential to be a really good wing defender, and then a lot of the other guys, obviously Herb Jones is a good defender. We'll see what Fears looks like moving forward in year 2, what Queen looks like year 2. We know Bryce is a good defender. Peavy is a good defender. I think the capacity for the team to be good defensive. DeJounte historically is a really good defender. You know what I mean? I think the system is going to benefit, but again, now they have more size because I just think Ben is a more he's a bigger player than
he's a stronger guy, physical guy, not afraid of contact.
So all of those things help when you're looking at lineups of fucking lineup could be hypothetically Zion, Ben, Sadiq Bey, Trey. It's like we still have 3 shooters on the court, some creators, guys who should be able to rebound. We still got athleticism. You know what I mean? Like, it's just now you have a bunch of different ways you can mix up the lineup and have, like, now you're not really missing who's going to knock down the three. We only got, like, you should never play one shooter lineups moving forward.
Yeah, I think we should never see that again, hopefully, with the addition of Ben Mathurin. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. So now we talked about the bro Ben Mathurin, excellent addition in my opinion. I think his defensive rebounding is going to help a lot. Also, I think him getting to the free throw line is going to help guys like Zion, because you're going to be in the bonus a little earlier, hopefully, and you'll be able to take advantage of some of those opportunities.
You know what else is a great point? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
You talk about him getting to the line. If he comes off the bench with, let's say, Fears, who we expect to be able to get to the line, Sadiq to be able to get to the line, Ben be able to get to the line, right? Queen actually got to the line relatively well also. Think about this. If those guys can get to the line against second units, what happens when you sub Zion back into the game and a team only has 2 or 3 fouls left? You know what I mean? And you like, just strategically, all right, fuck it. I'm using a lot of my fouls against second unit guys. Now I got to form this wall and stop Zion, who's one of the most dominant players ever at, like, rim pressure and stuff like that. I just think when you think from I at least strategically think about a bunch of different ways that, like, it could benefit you in a game setting.
You know what's going to be interesting to me is, again, well, what up with you, RJ? Great cutter as well. Shout out to Wicked K-Pop. That's another thing, his ability to get to the rim. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. We got about 90 people in the building. Let's hit the like button. Let's see where we at with the likes. Let's see how we have, like, people be acting stingy with the likes. This ain't food stamps. You could share some, shed a wealth with the likes. We have 43 likes, dog. 90 people, damn near 90 people in the building. We have 43 likes. That's down fucking bad. That is down fucking bad, bro. Like, nah, that's not acceptable. So I'm gonna play this quick ad right here. Make sure you hit the like button while this ad is running.
The New Orleans Pelicans will have a 15-man roster this year. Hi, I'm Jack Matterson, potential member of the media, filling in for Cheddar Jazz here on this special edition of the Locked In Podcast. Locked In Podcast, coming to you 7 days a week. No one else is wasting your time like this. No hot takes or drama or entertaining trade ideas or information about how the team can get better. Just bullshit. Water is wet. A pig is pork. Houston got the hose. Jose is from New York. Today's episode.
All right, now shout out to the homie Jack, man. Jack really came through and hosted this show. Appreciate you. Gotta get Jack back on the show. But look, and you know what's funny? Shout out to homie Bow. Bow think he's slick, right? Bow wants Zion on the Blazers. So every day, every time we do the show, Bow come, he's like, man, y'all need to cut Zion. Get Zion the fuck out of here. The Blazers will take him. Like Bow keep doing it. Shout out to Bow.
I got a question for you before you continue on. Before you continue on.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. My bad.
If you had to choose, both of these players are available, but you get one. The deal, if you could do DeJounte and Herb for Kyrie, would you rather do DeJounte and Herb for Kyrie or Poole and Hawkins for MPJ?
MPJ.
You still do MPJ?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's just because I think by year 3, Fears is ready.
Yeah.
The thing that would make it tough for me is that Kyrie is a winner. Like, Kyrie just, but also the health issues kind of concern me a little bit with Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? But I fucked with Kyrie. Like, that would be tough for me. I'm gonna go with Kyrie. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go with MPJ.
The reason I even phrased it that way is because you
appreciate you, Squalo.
You move DeJounte, and then so you get off that. You keep a point guard, right? And then you still get off the Herb deal. So I know you be talking about, like, the money aspect of it.
Yeah.
So you move the future money to take the risk on Kyrie. But if you did the MPJ deal, it's MPJ for essentially expirings. So it's just like, I wonder what, like, how would you balance the value of that? Ooh.
I know MPJ and Kyrie got the same amount of range, but I just seen Kyrie going to like another. I just seen. Now look, that was the old days. That's the thing. That was the old days.
They say Kyrie got it back. MPJ was just in the interview with
Kyrie.
Lonzo.
Kyrie gonna always be Kyrie, right? But it's just like, damn, Kyrie. If you would have asked me this,
Fizz, boy.
To me, Kyrie is probably my MPJ is probably the only person I'm taking that deal for today versus Kyrie, and only because I'm comfortable with my guard rotation right now versus But if it was just like DeJounte for Kyrie or something or whatever for Kyrie, I would still do it. But Kyrie cool, man. I wanted to, and shout out to the homie Nando. He said, I don't understand how the Pels just don't make the MPJ deal. Even if you overpay, trade with MPJ and Zion would be absolutely nasty. You know what? We're going to talk about it now. I got the trade machine pulled up. Hopefully, Spot Track doing this thing.
Let's go,
shout out to the homie Nando, man. So let's start with Memphis, right?
Yep.
Let's start with Memphis. Let's just go with some, would you do this deal or would you not do this deal, right?
All right.
So let's start with beef stew. Now, a very important note that Jake Fisher mentioned before, some like the players that they recently acquired, Jeremy Grant, Isaiah Stewart, D'Angelo Russell, Chris Murray, AJ Johnson, they can't be aggregated at this point until ultimately like September.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take the restrictions.
I think it's the first date, right?
September 8th. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna take the restrictions off for now, so we could do this, and let's just presume this deal would happen in September, right?
Yep.
So sometime in September. So let's say it's Isaiah Stewart to the Pelicans, and this website is acting stupid. Okay, so there we go. Man, why don't y'all get y'all shit together? Like, damn, there we go. Now it's working. Isaiah Stewart to the Pelicans with, let's say,
you gotta have AJ in the deal.
Yeah, let's say AJ. Nah, that's too many players. Hold on. So let's say Isaiah Stewart to the Pelicans for, I don't know. How far is Memphis from the tax? Oh God, 40 million. So let's say for Hawkins.
I think if they did Omax, I don't think they waive him. I don't think they'd waive him. That's the thing. I think AJ is the guy that they waive. I like Omax.
So let's say in this situation, it's Isaiah Stewart for Hawkins and Micah Peavy, right? Pelicans take a $5.8 million hit, which is not ideal. No. But you create 2 roster spots, right? I'm gonna say no to this deal.
Isaiah Stewart for Hawkins and Micah Peavy.
I'm gonna say no.
Hawkins, wait, how does that work? You make 15 mil, huh?
Yeah, but the Pelicans got tax space. I mean, the Pelicans got space.
Oh, this is including Ben.
Ben is already signed, yeah. And that deal can't be completed really until after this deal.
Okay,
so the Pelicans sent out
that wouldn't affect this deal.
Let me see. So the Pelicans right now, before Ben, they're about 5 to 6 million. So they would still have if I'm not mistaken, they might have about $1 million or be about $1 million over the tax. Matter of fact, I could just make sure. So right now the Pelicans are 5.7 below the tax.
Mm-hmm.
So after this deal, they would be in the tax. So can't do it. They would be about $1 million in the tax.
You'd have to add another player that they would have to move. So I don't think it would. I don't think it would work that way.
So matter of fact, let's do this. Let's go with the discussed deal, right? Which I don't know if I see this happening, because otherwise they could have been done this deal.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes me think it's not a thing, and that being AJ Johnson for Jordan Hawkins, which they could have done a while ago. That's why I don't think it's really a thing.
Let's start with there and build off and build after that.
Why is Isaiah Stewart still right there? Hold on. Let me take Stu off. All right. So we give the Pelicans. We'll give the Pelicans $3 million in space off the dump. Pelicans could waive him, get an additional I think $2 million in space.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah. I think if the Pelicans waive him, they'll get additional $2 million in space, and he'll just hit you for $1 million over the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So that would bring them to. Wait a minute. Yo, I think I see it. Hold up. I think I see it, bro. I think I see why they didn't do it. I think I see why they didn't do it.
Why they didn't waive him?
No. Well, no, I'm tripping. Wait. Because if you keep him after this deal, you would have roughly 9 million in space, a little over 9, maybe 10.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then if you waived him, you could probably push it to about 11, 12.
Mm-hmm.
And you would have this space to sign him. But you also you just couldn't do anything else. Like you would be so up against the tax, like it would be tough for you to really do anything else, even trade wise, if you were taking back more salary. Because there's no way that the Pelicans are going to be a tax team unless they brought in a Michael Porter Jr. Right. So let's just start with this. Right.
Let me ask this. Here's another thought. If this is a conspiracy thought.
Okay.
If the Pelicans would have did the deal first and created the money, right? Let's say they create 10, 11 million in space first.
Right.
Do I now have to give Ben 10, 11 as opposed to the 8? Because if I don't do the deal, now I'm sitting there like, I only got this number for you. But if you see me sitting at 10, I don't think
either would renege like that.
No, I ain't saying renege. I'm just saying like, let's say they would have. Whoa, was good. Let's say they did the deal. They created the space sooner, and it's like, well, I know you got 10 million.
Oh yeah. Now, well,
you get what I'm saying? As opposed to now, it's like
that's a possibility to where it's like, you know, if we create the room too soon,
I can't give you what I ain't got.
But see, here's the counter to that though. You may have been able to move Hawkins a little easier before you back then versus now. It could be a little more difficult because people know your level of desperation to do it.
And
right?
Then you just say, fuck it, I'm not overpaying. I just cut him. That's why I said
like, all you could just cut him.
Yeah.
And get, but see, if you cut him and you only saving 4 million and you get to about 9.7 and you bring Ben in for 8, you still have about 1.7 in tax. But I think they're looking to free up minutes.
I 100% agree. I'm just saying when we just
when you just look at it, it's kind of like
it's like, man, I don't want to let them know what's really in my pocket. Like
that could be the case. I think a lot of this also was the Pelicans really doing Ben and his team a favor, to be honest. Like based on my knowledge, like it was they came, you know, to my understanding, they came calling the Pelicans. It wasn't the other way around. Listen, so, you know, but
that's water under the bridge.
Water under the bridge. So Hawkins for AJ, easy deal to make. But clearly they're trying to do something more.
Yes.
So let's say
I think the next person to consider, let's say, shout out to Mosley, Coach Mosley. The video, I don't know if you saw the video today. Herb and Trey working out, right? And Trey working out with Coach Mosley. Let's assume.
Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button.
Absolutely hit the like button. Let's assume that Herb has some staying power after seeing this, right? Let's just assume. So when we look at the who potentially could be going out, big salary guy or whatever, let's go with Poole next. Let's just consider a Poole.
Just throw Poole in here, okay?
Yeah, let's do Poole and see what you could create from Memphis, or
this bunk ass website, son. So
like you keep that and then add Poole and then see what you create from there, because they have Jeremy Grant, who is essentially equal to Poole. You have Beef Stew, who is equal to Herb, essentially. And then AJ is the Hawk deal. So it's kind of like either way you go, there's a player that would fit almost seamlessly to one of the guys.
Yeah, money-wise,
that you would be looking to move.
Now, this deal, for example, works, saves the Pelicans money. You can still waive AJ to create that roster spot.
Yep.
But here's where it get funky. You got to play Jeremy Grant.
Jeremy definitely playing.
Jeremy Grant should start.
Jeremy,
right?
Jeremy like 6'9", shoot.
Right.
He shoot like 36 to almost 40% from three on like 5 to 6 attempts a game. And 6'9".
And shout out to the wealthy few. That's another point I was about to say. There's really no incentive for Memphis to do this deal unless they're getting some type of draft capital, because like, why would I do this when I got to create roster spots as well? You know what I'm saying? Why would I just give you
Jeremy Grant?
Yeah, just give you Jeremy Grant. Well, now here's the thing. Now here is the positive. Let me clear this up. Now, so Jeremy Grant has a player option next year. So maybe they like, well, fuck, we don't want to pay the player option. So give us Poole.
Yeah, give us Poole. He falls,
and we'll just call it even.
We'll call it square.
But it say Memphis must waive 4. I don't know what the fuck Memphis doing. Must waive,
but they got so many picks to where if they just want to start selling people off or whatever the case may be, they can.
Yeah, but see, it's the thing. If I'm an opposing team, I would just wait. I just wait till you cut them. Like, cause fuck, I know, like, even with the Clippers, you got 17 people. Like, come on, I'm gonna just wait. Oh, the Bucks, you got 17 people. I'm gonna just wait. Like, you're gonna cut one of these guys.
The business also is made on doing each other favors. So
and that's another thing.
I take care of you, take care of you later.
And they've had conversations like this AJ Johnson thing is about a month old now, a month and some change. Now this deal again, it works, but again,
if would you prefer to do that? And then again, let's say you did that. You think it makes you better?
Yeah, absolutely. Like on paper, but see, here's where the problem comes in. Because I could play Jeremy Grant like 28 minutes. He ain't true. But like, here's what maybe a little less than that. But here's where the problem comes in. Let's say I'm giving Ben Mathurin all of Poole's minutes. Let's say Poole play about 27 minutes. Let's say I give all those minutes to Poole. Even if I get super creative and take away some Herb minutes, take away I take away all Bryce minutes. I take away some Sadiq Bey minutes. I probably only got about 15 to 18 minutes for Jeremy, and I can't do that. So now my next move would have to be I would have to trade someone for either a front court position, like I would have to go get a center.
I have to turn my wing into a
I have to turn one of these wings into a center, or I have to move a wing for nothing but space. And that's why it's nothing but picks rather. Go ahead.
That doesn't work. That's why you're saying that don't work.
That's why for me it's hard to see a consolidation trade with Memphis. Because they got so many players, they got this, they got that. I think this deal would have to expand. I think this would have to be a 3-team deal. Now, here's the thing. Now, here's where Michael Porter Jr. come in. So let's say we add Michael Porter Jr. to the deal, right?
God, man.
And let's reset it and add Michael Porter Jr. to the deal. So we got pretty much who we think would be involved in a deal like that. And this is the universal. These are the universal facts.
Yes.
The Pelicans need to free up minutes and roster spots. That's universal. Like it's not based on opinion. It's not subjective. They need to free up minutes and roster spots, even like before this deal is completed for Ben, let alone if they bring in somebody in. And also freeing up roster spots and minutes means if you're sending Hawkins out, the best you can hope to do is free up a roster spot, because you can waive whoever you take back, or you could trade him into someone's salary. You won't free up minutes because Hawkins won't play. So that's that. But let's start it off like this. Let's start it off with Michael Porter Jr. to New Orleans. Let me refresh this. This is some bullshit, dog. Get y'all shit together, dog. Oh my God. But yeah, so Michael Porter Jr. to New Orleans.
Look at Bow. Look at Bow.
Nets pool school. Well, I'm telling
They
you, bro.
just tore up his meniscus. He down for 6 months.
Yeah, I'm cool on shading.
And
If I wasn't cool before, I'm really cool now because of the injury. And now I'm like, fuck. Like, when did he even get hurt? Like, damn. That's so unfortunate.
On some motherfucking body, messed up that knee.
And I feel played if if you Portland, it helps you from this standpoint. Like, well, I ain't gotta worry about playing.
I gotta worry about playing him.
But it's also like
they're probably like, woof.
Yeah, but now it's also like, damn, now I can't trade him.
Yeah.
So all right. So we start with Michael Porter Jr. to the Pelicans.
Let me ask you this real quick before we do that. Would you do if they offered you just straight up shading for her while he hurt and everything? Would you do it?
I wouldn't have I don't got nowhere to play him.
I mean, you sit him down for the year. Same thing with sit him down for the year, move forward. But he make 23 for the next. It will be 4 years after that. But like,
I like Shaedon Sharpe. I just don't think Shaedon Sharpe very good right now.
Okay.
And I like him though, but I just
wonder how you view like Shaedon right now versus her moving forward. You know what I mean?
It's too much money to have on my books, right? I would this wouldn't work. But hypothetically speaking, I would rather just take the 1 or 2 years with, I think it's like 1 year, or with Jalen Green or something like that. Yeah, it's just tough. It's tough.
Okay.
So, MPJ to New Orleans. So, Hawkins, I'm guessing Hawkins is, let's just for shits and giggles, Hawkins is still going to, I guess he going to Memphis.
Memphis. I mean, well, it depends on who else we put in the trade. So
yeah,
because he might end up having to go to
Brooklyn. Could potentially end up going to Brooklyn, right? Mm-hmm. So let's just say it's in Memphis. Brooklyn wants to get off of Terrence Mann. If you're the Pelicans, are you taking back Terrence Mann or Clowney? Either one of those guys? I would certainly do a deal to take back Clowney.
I prefer Clowney. I think how much Clowney make? I can't remember.
5.4.
Yeah, give me Clowney. Clowney is ideal, but I know Brooklyn wants to move Terrence Mann.
So let's try for Clowney, right?
Yeah, I prefer Clowney.
Let's try, right? So
Clowney also solves your backup
big rotation. Now,
like it'd be perfect.
Now, just so I'm sure, I need to see how many players Brooklyn got on their roster currently. Brooklyn they got 15. They got 15 as well. So see, these things get tough, dog, because everybody I don't know if I've ever seen this before where everyone's roster just so fucking full like this. All right, so Pelicans take on 2. They're sending out 1 so far. What do Brooklyn need? Brooklyn need a center. Could they just traded Claxton? Clowney's a rotational backup big. Got Danny Wolf. Julius Randle's a 4 though.
Yeah, but fuck, they don't know what they plan at the 5. I don't know what they. Brooklyn, I ain't gonna lie, and I don't mean this in the worst way. I don't mean this in a bad way. But I think Brooklyn is still in a position where like everything can be on the table and we could figure it out from there. Like I think the team is so young and so many like players they still got like 3 or 4 point guards on the, you know what I mean, on the team. I know they got Trey, I think it's Nolan Traore, and then you just drafted Mikal. You got Igor, like, you know what I mean? So it's a lot going on over there. Did you pause or is that me?
No, this is me.
Oh, what?
I'm like, this deal worked. Like I just threw some shit out there. It worked. All right, so in this deal, totally hypothetical, right? And I don't see nothing quote unquote sexy in it for the Nets, to be honest. But let's say this: Hawkins to the Grizz, right? Let's say you throw the Grizz a second for their trouble.
Yep.
Pelicans take on Michael Porter Jr. and Noah Clowney.
Mm-hmm.
They get hit with 5.2, but that's still enough to sign Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The Pelicans sent out to the Nets. Memphis sends Isaiah Stewart and Jordan Poole to the Nets. So Nets get their starting center for the year. He's on a team option for next year. You could cut him. Jordan Poole's expiring. So that's $50 million in expiring money for the Nets.
Oh, you send them a pick. I think they take that and walk.
Hey, that's not a bad return. So let's go to the picks. Let's go to the picks. So I'm sure the Pelicans don't want to have 2 years without a draft pick.
The 27 is not moving.
Not moving. So let's say 2030. Let's say you send 2030 top, and this is why I think things get fucked up.
I'm trying to say 31 to be honest.
Oh my fucking goodness, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. Get your shit together. Man, I'm gonna have to go to Fanspo, dog. I ain't gonna lie. This shit is bunk. But yeah, so let's do it again, bro. I'm sorry, y'all. This site, this site's so fucking trash, bro. I ain't gonna lie, dog.
Shout out to Spot Track, man.
Yeah, bro. This site is trash, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. Come on, son. What kind of old wick welfare ass website is this? So New Orleans, Noah Clowney. I was cooking just now too, boy. I was in the motherfucking kitchen.
Make sure y'all hit that like button.
Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. I was in this bitch, baking soda pot and a silver fork. All right, so now we back. Jordan Hawkins, Michael Porter Jr., Noah Clowney. Let's say you throw the Nets a first and you give the Grizzlies a second, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm the Pelicans, I'm still trying to add somebody to this deal. I'm still trying to send Brooklyn one more person. If I'm the Pelicans, I'm like, can I interest you in? And now this is where it gets interesting at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
are you trying to take somebody back or no?
I'm trying to just free up more minutes and more. Yeah. So in this scenario, I still need to free up a spot. So in this
with Hawkins, huh?
No,
that Clowney.
Cause I did 2 for 2.
Yeah.
So in this scenario, and this is to me where it gets tough, because I could just waive Watford.
I don't think do that.
I don't think I'm gonna do that neither. In this scenario, I'm trying to see if they want Micah Peavy. Cause look, realistically, what's happening with your Arrow? Shout out to the homie Arrow. Say what's happening, bro? Is the Mathurin? Yes, it's Mathurin. That's a good one, dog. It's Mathurin. So in this scenario, I'm sending on Peavy, but in my heart, I know it needs to be Bryce because I got to open up these minutes. This is just one trade. Are you doing this trade?
If I ended up with Michael Porter Jr., and Clowney, and it cost me 1 first and a second, I think I would.
Okay, so you doing?
I don't have. Yeah, because Hawkins don't play. Peavy's not gonna play. I like Poole, but I get MPJ in the place of Poole. I still have Herb. Like I still have a lot of pieces. One, I think my team is cold.
Mm-hmm.
I think now I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, oh, you could make the playoff. Like you could
be a top 4 seed.
Yeah, like anywhere from 4 to 6. I think
you got a chance at some jewelry with this.
Oh, you think so?
I say that because the last 8 years you've had 7 to 8 different representatives. Even OKC didn't repeat. You got a chance.
You could sneak. I'll say if you did so that let's so you'd have. In your front court, you'd have Eve. So you'd have Eve, Queen, Clowney, Carlo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not counting DeAndre Jordan, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then on your wings, you'd have Trey, MPJ, Ben Matt. That's a lot of scoring. Sadiq, that's a lot of.
It's a hell of a team.
And then I still have DeJounte Fears. I'm putting Kobe Buffkin on the 2-way.
But see, this is still wait. Well, Wealthy Few, you would have Noah Clowney. He'd be your backup 5.
Yeah.
So, but this is still where you get fucked. This is still where you get fucked. Not really. You gotta make a major sacrifice. But you will be like, you can't play her more than like 16 minutes.
So your starting lineup would be obviously MPJ, Trey, Zion, DeJounte, Eve.
Yeah.
And then your second unit would be
Ben Mathurin, Figure, Sadiq Bey,
her Queen
or Clowney.
No.
It got to be Queen because you invested in Queen. So you're gonna give Queen first dibs.
Yeah, and Clowney is gonna be your break glass in case of
emergency guy.
Well, I'll say this. You got some because Bryce still on that team. Well, if you didn't move, you said,
and that's why I think realistically, oh my god, this site's so fucking awful. Oh my god, bro. That's why realistically, I probably could do it fast now since I know everybody. Realistically, I think it would have to be Bryce in that scenario.
Even if it is Bryce, I ain't really tripping. Like
I wouldn't let it stop me from completing the deal.
Yeah, like I'd want to keep him.
Yeah, I would, but I would want to keep him. Like that's I would want to
keep him, and then also moving forward, like never mind. We're only focusing on this year. Never mind. But yeah, if that deal went through, because now you got Bryce, Carlo, and Wofford just like, listen, they not playing, but like on them days where we need Zion to sit down, I could go start Ben Mathurin, or like I could start Sadiq Bey, and I still got Wofford who
like these deals.
You legit cold.
The issue I have with these deals as they currently stand is that I feel like these deals would have to expand, bro. Like it just seems like it would be in
perpetual. Trying to get rid of more people.
It would be because for a team like Memphis is not going to find anyone to take on 4 motherfuckers, right? So if you're the Pelicans, this is probably the best you can do on the real. Like you saved, you only get a 2.6 hit. You traded 2 guys who probably gonna combine for around 40 minutes, right? So you trim, you free up a roster spot to sign Ben. You trim Herb minutes down to about 20 minutes. You trim Sadiq Bey minutes down to maybe like 25 minutes. So you could give Michael Porter Jr. pretty much 32, maybe 33 minutes.
You just play him however long you was playing Herb. Herb used to play 30-something minutes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, last year Herb played like 28 points. Let's just call it 29. So if I take them historically, yeah. But I'm saying if I give Michael Porter Jr. just like because I gotta play the other guys too. So if I give Michael Porter Jr. let's say 33, 34 minutes, I probably could find a way to give Ben about 25 minutes, 26 minutes. If I do this particular deal,
I don't think you'd have a. So I don't.
And you got to account for injuries. You got to account for motherfuckers just not playing.
Your top 10. I don't think you're gonna have a problem with minutes with your 10, because
I'm cool on Nick Claxton. I think Nick Nick makes too much money at this point. For me,
I think you'll be cool with your top 10 players because there's a somebody for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So like even if you're the people who not playing, like Wofford's not playing, Bryce not playing, Carlo not playing, DeAndre Jordan clearly not playing, and then who's the 15th guy?
I think Bryce would play going into the season.
Clowney probably not playing either right now. I mean, it would be just mixing it up.
It would be interesting because I think what you're gonna see this season. I think you're gonna see some small ball 5. If you got
that level of shooting, you could.
Yeah, and I think I can see it shaping up to you have like Hey, Mike, you think you could play the 5 for about 5 minutes?
Absolutely can.
Trey, you're gonna have to play the 5 for about 5 minutes, bro. You
I
got it?
don't see that happening.
Yeah, like Sadiq gonna play some 4.
Herb's still on the roster. Herb gonna play the 5 for them couple minutes.
Oh my god.
No, I'm
But,
just saying.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, still. Nah, to Nando's point, you could potentially rope in a 14, send maybe Herb to that 14, take back minimal salary, and
what's minimal?
if you send him out, take back Herb make 14. In theory, you could take back like 12, 10. And it depends on how much space you got, because you could take back hypothetically speaking, if you want to trade Herb for Grant Williams, they make about the same amount of money. You just so not tripping about the luxury tax at this point.
Yeah,
you could take back maybe $1 million or $2 million more than Herb makes in theory. Also.
You could expand and send Herb to Chicago and take back Smith
potentially, but now I'm like, that's too many people on the roster. That's too many people.
I don't know if we necessarily take back Smith.
Yeah.
But like you find like another team.
It's just, to me, yeah, you would have to find like a 14, maybe somebody to take back something from Memphis.
Mm-hmm. Didn't the what you call it deal was just like a 5 or 6 team deal, the Cleveland deal?
I think it's probably like a 5. So you can see what happened with that. All those teams had already agreed to those deals.
Yeah,
and they just like roped them together.
That's what I'm saying. So like, if you found separate, like Chicago, let's say somebody was like, we gonna send Jalen Smith, and then like, okay, instead of us getting Herb, we'll send you Herb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could navigate it that way.
And here's the thing too. You can start the season with Herb, because if I'm not mistaken, look, this deal will put you in a tax. You could, if I'm not mistaken, you can start the season with Herb. You just can't end the season with her or DeJounte, like whoever. You just couldn't end the season with all those players.
I don't think this put you in the tax.
Well, it would put you, like, if you take the $2.6 million hit.
Because Clowney make 5.
Yeah, right, and you got to sign Ben still.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what I would say is this: unless they already count, you got to sign them still. But and you could, I don't think they would do this, but you could just waive Wofford. Now, I think you're close to being out of the tax. You're close, but I think you're still in the tax. Mm-hmm. So I think while I would do this deal, I think what's more than likely is an individual deal with Memphis. Well, a multi-team deal with Memphis, and maybe a one-on-one deal with the Nets if they have any real genuine interest in Michael Porter Jr. I'm not reporting that, but I think they would.
Michael Porter Jr.
Huh?
There has to be interest in Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, because I think everyone has some interest in him, right?
Yeah, I think for what being willing to take Ben Mathurin just almost says you have to have like a Michael Porter Jr. I'm sorry.
So let's reset for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a world where you just do the 1-for-1 deal with Memphis, AJ for Hawk, even though they could have been did that. But let's say it's a 3-team or some kind of way. Let's use Chicago for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Chicago got a lot of space, and they might have ability to take in a guy too, and they got the Yuki on a non-guarantee, so they could just waive him potentially. So let's say,
just send him Herb.
Ideally,
Bryson, that's Bryson's guy.
That's his guy, but I don't know.
Protected first for her.
I think you might get unprotected first for him, maybe. But then the Bulls not very good, so we don't know if the Bulls gonna be good. But let's say hypothetically speaking, right? Something like this happened. Let's say they gave you, I don't know if they do this. They gave you a 27 pick, right? And that 27 pick was top 8 protected. Memphis sent you AJ. Where's AJ? Where you at, partner? AJ to New Orleans, right? And New Orleans just waived them. right? Took the $1 million hit. Hawkins to Memphis. Now Memphis and Chicago need to touch pause. Let's say they send D'Angelo Russell, because D'Angelo probably gonna get bought out no matter what. But let's say they send D'Angelo Russell or Chris Murray. Let's say D'Angelo though to Chicago. Would this work? Nope, wouldn't work. Oh wait. The Pelicans acquire $18 million. What the fuck? Oh, I'm sorry. The Bulls acquire $18 million. So that's way too fucking much. It wouldn't work whatsoever. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to send out Herb without taking any salary back. It's very, very difficult. Like, so even if you're Chicago and you was like,
you know what it remind me of?
What's that?
It's like unless you send her to like the Nets directly,
you can do this,
or to Memphis directly.
Like you could do this. You could send D'Angelo Russell and Herb to the Bulls, right? Send the Grizzlies, Jordan Hawkins, so they free up 2 spots. You take Isaac Okoro, AJ, you probably gonna waive, and you get a first. So you just created 1 roster spot and you got a first. With that first from Chicago, like hypothetically speaking, let's say you rope in this. I would rope in this 14, but it's like they gonna make it to where all the teams gotta touch pause. So let's say you roped in the Nets. I think it would be legal if I sent Chicago that pick. So let's see. All right, so where that first at? First, bam. So let's say I send this to Brooklyn. Wait, what? Yeah, let's say I sent it to Brooklyn.
Shout out to Nando for talking about, because we talked. I don't know if we did this on the show. We talked about the Hornets. The Hornets have that trade exception and way under the salary cap. You send her to
that would be one of the prime teams I would be looking to send them to. I also heard that they would have some interest in her. Now, to what level? I don't know. This was a while ago that I heard this. So, bam. This looked like a win-win for everybody. I ain't gonna lie, son. This looked like a win-win for everybody because you create a roster spot, right? Create a roster spot. Pelicans send out 3. They taking back 2 because you waiving AJ.
Yeah.
The Nets get a large expiring
and a pick. Memphis creates 2 roster spots. Well, they create 1. They create 1. They're just getting back even, basically.
And if you the Pelicans, you might be like, well, look, man, how about y'all want Micah too? Nets, y'all want Micah too? Let's see if that worked too. Yep. So, man, this is rather ideal for all parties involved. Chat, is y'all still with me, chat? Wait, shout out to Bo. He said, why would y'all want to get rid of Herb? Y'all best point of attack defender that's healthy, Zion, and not old DeAndre Jordan. Herb makes too much money for what his strengths, and he's not especially good on ball anymore. He's solid, but he's not like vintage Herb on ball anymore. Uptown said, I can't see any smart GM taking on Herb in his current stats and the future contract down the road. It'll be tough. It'll be tough in my opinion.
I think based off of, because I think a lot of teams are going to look at Herb as like a culture guy.
Could.
You know what I mean? Like when you're trying to build, you want somebody.
Yeah, Kuro is a good defender. Yeah,
that's gonna play tough and whatnot. So I think, and a guy, a Chicago with Bryson who knows Herb Jones, similar to like if you were to send him somewhere to Detroit with Trajan knows Herb Jones. I think you have the best opportunities with teams like that, in my opinion. That are just as far as like we'll pay for Herb. Like we love Herb Jones. We'll take Herb under these circumstances. I think you have the best chances with players like that, with teams like that.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. That's a protected first going to the Nets.
Yeah, top 8 protected.
They still get the expiring. You still get the pick. And I can see it.
I would do it.
Why not? It's almost like a why not.
I think it's a good deal. Could you get Coro's never gonna play, and he's expiring. You're gonna extend Michael Porter Jr. You got Ben. You save a couple million.
You think Chicago will be willing to give up a first for Herb?
That's the question, and that's gonna be everyone's question when it comes to Herb.
Yeah, like would Chicago, even with Bryson being there, would he give up a protected first for Herb Jones?
Well, I don't know, but it is protected, so you do have some coverage there. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. And if you're the Pelicans, still you're in a position where you like, what
if they say I need? What if the Nets say, listen, everything is a go. We need another pick from the I need one of the Pelicans picks. Like it could be protected, but I need the Pelicans pick.
I'd do that. Cause I'm gonna be real. I think you're rapidly approaching having to attach a protected first just to move off of Herb. So like if Herb played bad this year, that's what you're gonna be. And look, another reason why I would do this deal, boy, you probably it looks like you're about 71,000. No, because if you waive him, you'll be all right. You just under the luxury tax. Like you under the luxury tax by like about $1 million, I think.
Who do we bring back in that deal? MPJ, who else?
MPJ and Isaac Okoro. You waive AJ. You waive AJ, that'll get you to that should get you to about $8 million.
And we sent out Poole.
Yeah, you sent out Poole.
And
Micah Peavy. And you probably can send out another guy in theory. You could probably attach Bryce to this.
So the thought was to create the starting spot and minutes. And then you send Poole, so you create the spot and minutes there. And then Okoro, you basically not playing. So
yeah, he's not gonna play.
So basically, you just kind of like, all right.
I opened up roughly 60 minutes.
Yeah, because if Poole plays about 25 to 28 and Herb, and you made the ideal room, and I think obviously MPJ is the upgrade over both, respectfully. And then I guess it depends on how you Ben Mathurin compared to Herb or Poole, whatever.
I like Josh Giddey, just not on this team as currently constructed. But I like Josh Giddey.
I'd have to move DeJounte to take Josh Giddey. Would you do DeJounte for Giddey?
I kind of just want DeJounte money gone. But I would do it. I would do it because Josh only got like 2 years left, 25 million. I'd do that. I like Josh Giddey. I would do that.
Like Josh. He shoot the fuck out the ball when he
especially I was like he likes playing the Smoothie King arena. He definitely do. So look, we're gonna run a quick ad. Make sure y'all hit the like button. And on the other end of this, we're gonna get to some start questions, talk a little bit more about this, and try to get out of here.
You're telling me how to win the league when you had the second worst record, bro? That's because we ain't had no big game.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I'm going to New Orleans. I remember when Hurricane Katrina happened, and I was like, man, I'll never go there. Straight up, like this is a true story. And
Zion against Julius, attacks in the paint, got the lay-in and a foul.
But what they did is they picked up full court.
Right. They didn't let him get ahead of steam. Although
yes, he did. Yes, he did, Joe.
It home at the buzzer.
Yes, he did, Joe.
You know what? I'm not going to race that guy.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Wealthy Few, that's a good question. Yeah, motherfucker hit us with a straight up.
For those who keep asking about like the minutes distribution if you go to the Pels and the Blend Out like 2 episodes ago, I did like me and my partner, shout out to Mike and DJ, but we did like a full minute breakdown, sub alternates, how it would work like in a real game like situation. For people asking about like rotation and minutes and how would it look and how would it work, this is before we got Ben Mathurin, right? But there is a way that the minutes are broken down for you to be able to see. I think I'm gonna go clip that and put that out as like his own thing so people can have that.
And look, y'all, to summarize everything, I'll say this. There's no path to playing Ben Mathurin and Michael Porter Jr. or Ben Mathurin without moving one of Jordan Poole or Herb. There's no path to playing them real minutes. Or DeJounte, like Jordan Poole, Herb, DeJounte, those three. Saddiq Bey is a distant third, distant fourth. There's no path to playing Michael Porter Jr. and Ben Mathurin, because at this point, Ben Mathurin's going to be here. There's no path to playing Michael Porter Jr., Jeremy Grant, anybody else that you think about bringing in with Ben Mathurin without moving her. Because you're not going to move DeJounte and Jordan Poole, I don't think. So, and the minutes got to be really on the wing, like, you know, the 2-3.
Ooh, get rid of both of your guards.
Yeah, it's a bit too much. I would do it.
But, well, I'm just saying, like, you have to bring back.
Yeah, you got to bring back at least a backup point guard.
Yeah, like.
So, and shout out to Ben Simmons, man. I hope everything worked out with him. I know Scott Perry went and watched his workout. Ben Simmons is an interesting guy, man. That's all I say. But yeah, so there's no path to getting someone with Ben Mathurin on long who plays on the perimeter. That's not a straight up center big type player and playing the minutes because you just don't have the minutes. You got to move her. That's what it boils down to. It's like it don't matter how much people like him. Herb plays minutes, plays a lot of minutes.
You're saying like with just the acquiring of Ben Mathurin or Ben and someone else? With just
you acquiring Ben Mathurin, you can cut Herb's minutes, cut Saddiq Bey's minutes.
You can make it work.
You can create and cut all Bryce's minutes, and like you can create. Like
you can make it work, yeah.
You can make it work. You can find a way to get them like 25 minutes.
Yeah,
like you can find a way. But you ain't gonna be playing no big. I'll say that. You ain't gonna be playing no big. But you can find a way to make that happen. But if you want to, you damn sure can't do that and bring in another person.
Yeah, once you bring in MPJ, you talking 2 for 1. I think it has to be 2 for 1.
And to me, it could be Jeremy Grant. It could be MPJ. It could be anybody that's good enough to play over 18 minutes. If you tried to get 2 people that would bring it, that were good enough to play over 18 minutes, you would have to move 2 big money guys. I would imagine. Oh, you're moving Saddiq, which I can't see at this point, but you would have to move at least 2 people.
You just gonna walk in the background and shooting this thing?
Yo, kicks. But yeah, you would have to bring in at least 2.
My bad, though.
Nah, you fine, man. Look, my dog was in there earlier, but she was, she on the floor. But shout out to everybody in the building. Saints say somebody gonna get hurt too. Yeah. Well, minutes always an issue though. Like somebody gonna get hurt and miss some time. But it's like if you roll into the season healthy, and then you're in a position where you can't not. If you have Herb, you can't play him less than 20 minutes because $20 million for less than 20 minutes is gonna look crazy. Even though it's 14 now, but I'm saying moving forward, it's gonna be harder to move him. I would imagine.
Yeah, would you?
Yeah, they were.
Do you think this has to be?
Prospect.
Be like going into this, like, so let's say for right now, you just do AJ and would patience pay off in this scenario?
Well,
would patience pay off in this scenario? You say, look, we just
in which scenario is that? My bad. Go ahead.
AJ for Hawk. we just right now we can't agree on MPJ. You know they gotta move him at some point. Would you take your chance and go into the season and say, we'll let's reconvene in November, December, and see what we looking like? Because maybe it's easier to make this deal, or it could be harder. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think they should take the chance?
Me, while I would really like them to get MPJ or go get, Jeremy Grant or just another guy that absolutely addresses shooting, going to help you with some rebounding.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so hard to find the minutes right now. I would have rather them just but I think it's more realistic that they just solidify the Mathurin deal. Honestly, if it wasn't a scenario where we were waiting till those contracts could be put together, aggregated, if that never had been mentioned, I think we all would have just been like, all right, then just go get, and as we go into the season, then we'll figure out what to do with Herb and what to do
that's
with
what I think so.
But the fact that this seems to be like, wait, hold on, wait a minute. Why are we waiting? With not us, the Pelicans. It's like, why is Memphis waiting?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, y'all trying to, because Ben Mathurin chilling. Like he
good now. He's good now.
Yeah, he's like, I will be on the Pelicans next year. I don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. You got a situation with the Clippers. Like, you don't know if that deal is gonna go through. So maybe they're in a situation where they don't.
Maybe they in the business of taking her.
Oh shit, maybe they in the business where like maybe this Kawhi thing don't go through, and they like, damn, Grady Dick and Jordan Hawkins was in the same draft. Like, we'll take Jordan Hawkins. Just give us Jordan Hawkins in a second, bro, and we'll view it as we traded Ben Mathurin for Jordan Hawkins. Like, we'll just view it that way.
Yeah.
Like, so there's a lot of things that could potentially happen. I just, like, if you had to call it today, and then we'll get to the start questions. Yes, I believe Emisi starts over DQ. He should.
I think he will. Year 3 defensive guy. I think he starts.
Whoa, with Jelani. It says time to offload some shit, pals in the blender. Lonnie fucking with that theme song, man. Make sure y'all tap in.
That big groovy, son. Appreciate it, though.
Look, Ryan say fuck them minutes. Get MPJ, they'll figure it out. Look, I think if they shout out to Joe Prosper, he said MPJ and Trent same team. Look, I think if they get MPJ, you already know who playing minutes. Like, it's like
so. This is the thing. What would you be willing to sacrifice for MPJ? If they said, look, we'll take Poole because you got to take Poole.
Mm-hmm.
I know y'all need to create the minutes for Herb, right? Like Herb is like not really a thing.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to include Sadiq Bey? If they said, listen, give me MPJ, Herb, Sadiq Bey, and
and a pick,
Clown. Well, I'm just saying, right, like just in players alone right now.
I think that'll be one too many. I couldn't include Sadiq Bey in that.
You can't include Sadiq Bey.
Can't do it.
Who would you have to get back from Memphis? Like if it was Clowney.
I don't want none of the motherfuckers. I just couldn't do it. Like
the would be the
D Bay is my cutoff just because he makes $6 million. He probably not gonna make more than like 18, 17.
Okay.
And it's like you want to talk about a straight up culture guy.
Yeah.
He checks every single box. I got him under contract for $6 million right now. I got his bird rights. Like I'm smooth. Worst case scenario, Jordan Poole going next year anyway. I don't know what's gonna happen with DeJounte. If I'm trading Sadiq Bey, you got to take DeJounte.
So,
because I need that money off my book next year.
So you do DeJounte and Sadiq Bey for
MPJ? Yeah.
Ooh.
That's like really one of the only ways I do it. Like I'm just and I'm a fan of Sadiq
like
Bey.
a lot. I don't know. I'm just wondering. Like it just.
What you talking about, DeJounte?
Like DeJounte and Sadiq Bey.
I I just don't think DeJounte's very good. Like, and that's the only reason why I say that. The reason I would feel like it's a lot, even if he wasn't like super duper good, is because I don't think Fierce is that type of point guard just yet.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? That's really the only reason I would feel like that. Like, even if I think,
like, I don't.
Yeah.
That's why I mean it's too much.
Yeah, now I need a vet starting point guard.
Like I've filled a need and then created, I think, a different kind of need now.
Yeah. Now I lack depth at the floor organizer, but shit, man, boy, I go get fucking one of them off the street ass dudes. Like, hey, you still could dribble?
Would you
come on?
Well, Poole
and I still got Poole, so I can still.
Poole and Sadiq base of it. No, Poole going in the MPJ trade. Well, no. If you did DeJounte and
you don't need Poole. What's Sadiq? What you mean? What I do? Poole and Sadiq
for MPJ.
It's getting sticky because I gotta pay, because I still gotta pay MPJ next year, and I don't know if DeJounte was expiring, none of this would be a conversation. It's like, easily, I do that. But the fact that he's still on the books, if he do some wild shit and pick up his option, I'm like, oh fuck. So now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this and that. Like, it's just, for me, I said I would only move Poole for another expiring. Of course, MPJ would be an expiring, someone who I plan on keeping more time. But I also would like to keep Sadiq Bey. It's not like a scenario where like it's heard where I don't want to keep this person. So it would be tough.
It costs it costs.
Yeah, I don't know if I would give him a first for that though. Because, well, you know what? I probably have to give him protected first.
And what deal?
And if it was Poole and Sadiq Bey for MPJ, I'd probably give him a protected first, maybe. But see, if I'm the Pelicans, I got more money problems than I had going into the situation. Because Herb about to get a raise, DeJounte about to be on the books next year. Like, I still got, and this is the easiest it's ever going to be to move Herb. Once Herb make that 20, it's gonna get tough. So that's why I'm like, you gotta move Herb.
And Herb, your ideal scenario.
Well, DeJounte ain't Herb my ideal scenario. But
that don't solve I guess you could, but I'm like, I don't.
But I don't, honestly, I don't see the ball in DeJounte's hands a lot this year.
Really?
Because you got Zion, you got Fizz, you got Ben Mathurin. If Jordan Poole here, you got Jordan Poole. Like, I see him here, but I think you don't need. You don't. You
think he's gonna be more like catch and shoot type?
I think ideally he would be in a more catch and shoot role, and I'm just like, I don't know if I really need a $30 million point guard no more. That's not an all-star. Like, I don't need a non-all-star $30 million guard no more. Because for all that, I can just go, like, is DeJounte that much better than, like, and I'm not saying this because of the Katrina shit. I'm just saying generally, is he really that, like, today, based coming off the injuries, is he that much better than, like, a Colin Sexton tier guard? Like, they probably about in the same tier. Like, is he that much better than Dennis Schroeder? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, this year gonna be big for this.
It's a lot. Like, you know,
it's a lot of good deals because again, DeJounte coming back finally healthy.
Like, he's not gonna get the usage he was getting in the Nets.
We're talking about MPJ.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Let's move on to the star question, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. So we'll see what the Pelicans ultimately decide to do. My dog say, should they move Jordan Poole now too?
I just think like I truly want MPJ on the roster, and I think the person that is the starter, the conversation starter, is Poole because of the expiring money. Like that's just basically what it starts with. Poole's expiring 30-something million, because I just think if you did DeJounte and Herb or whatever, it's just gonna cost you picks. Like, it's gonna cost you a lot of picks, and then
are the picks worth you having cap space in your mind?
That's why I asked you earlier.
Like, shout out to Arthur Bull. That's for me.
That's why I was just,
It's tough because I still would take my picks because cap space don't necessarily benefit me. It just keeps me out of the text.
Yeah.
Look, shout out to everybody building, man. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. So that's gonna be tough. Josh say fuck no, don't move pool. He learned a lot from Steph.
I like JP though. I think
my ideal scenario really is just letting him fall off the books and getting, but see, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like them taking DeJounte and or Herb changes how I feel about giving up draft compensation. If you told me you was taking DeJounte and Herb, to me that's worth at least a first and some seconds. Because I'm gonna have to pay to get off Herb at some point. With DeJounte, him having that extra year, it's like, So I think it's worth at least a protected first and some seconds. Ooh. If it's Poole and Sadiq Bey, now I'm like, you can take this protected first, I guess, dog. But I'm not giving you much else.
So you would do DeJounte, Herb, and an unprotected pick for MPJ?
Yeah.
That's because you value the salary.
That and like I need the minutes, I need the salary. Like, because if you look at it like this, kind of like when Kawhi went to, and we still got to talk about Kuminga real quick. Kind of like when Kawhi went to the Clippers. You pretty much traded for Kawhi and Paul George.
Yeah.
So if I'm like, I'm trading to get off of like $80 million of her future money. And 30 million, like next year they gonna combine for 50 million. I'm trading for the right to get off this 50 million and get MPJ and give Ben Mathurin these minutes. I'm trading for all that. I think it's worth a future first. I probably make it like top 4 protected, some shit like that.
My only pushback would be that I think if you somehow was able to be like, look, here's Poole Hawkins, and I don't know if Poole and Hawkins will get you an unprotected pick will get you MPJ alone. But if that got you MPJ alone, I'd rather do that and have just a shit ton of talent and say somebody can't play and try to figure it out, as opposed to just limiting the options, I guess. Because I think the team that has, if we talk about trying to win, I think the team that has DeJounte, Herb, MPJ, Ben, Sadiq, like Bright, like I think that team like has a better chance to win than just saying, all right, I'm moving DeJounte and Herb, and I'm just gonna give Fears you gotta go be all in all now. You know what I mean?
I think also the ego factor, like is you not gonna be able to play Ben or Herb no 18 minutes. You're just not gonna be able to do it. You're not gonna be able to do it. Like you damn sure not gonna be able to play Sadiq after what he did last year, no 18. Like that's why it's like if they all these motherfuckers were robots, it would be different. But you were like ego gonna be involved, dog. Like it's gonna be involved.
You know what you could do? You could throw a bunch of those motherfuckers into it, and you could just be like, look, MPJ, Ben, Trey, Z, y'all are the wings. Y'all are the wings.
I don't know. I think
it's a deep, I guess, and you add Sadiq into that, but like, I think get rid of everybody else. No, just get rid of everybody else.
I think the Pels gonna be they gonna be somewhat content with just letting motherfuckers like, look, man, sink or swim. You want your minutes, you gotta earn them.
I think that's what it's gonna boil down to.
Yeah, but it's like that's easy to do. Motherfucker got 1 year, 2 years left on the deal. Motherfucker got a good 4-year deal. It's gonna be hard to move that nigga. So, but let's pivot to Kuminga in Minnesota real quick. How do you think this acquisition helps Minnesota? Because again, I'm happy he went to Minnesota versus the Lakers. Because I think it might have propelled the Lakers a little more than it will propel Minnesota.
I think it would have propelled the Lakers a little more because and I like LaMelo a lot. Don't get me wrong, but I think Luka with that many, like I've seen Luka at the highest level use that many athletes. That like I've seen him use that many. It's just too many people. I think I've seen Luka just on the highest level do it. So
look, that was a part of the appeal, the pitch. Allegedly, it was like, hey, you get to play with Luka.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and he would. I think he would start in either scenario, right? I think he starts in either scenario
because he probably gonna start at the 4.
Yeah, he'll start at the. LaMelo cold. Yeah,
LaMelo fucking cold though.
LaMelo cold. So I think
LaMelo injury history make it like
that's the thing. But Ant gonna have them dudes fucking guarding. They gonna be dunking on people. It's gonna be alleys. It's gonna be fun to watch Minnesota. I think he makes them better.
And look, and that's how Miami got Clay.
What you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's how Dallas got Clay initially. Like you get to play with Luka.
Oh, you can play with Luka. Yeah,
you love a great point guard.
Luka just went to the finals, and then boom, you get him out of there. I like the move for Minnesota. I think it kind of like solves a bunch of the stuff because they deep, bro. On a cool like Terrence Shannon comes along.
AJ.
Ayo, and then
they brought Bones back.
They brought Bones back. And then you still got they had another guy, Carter. I think his name was Carter, off the bench for them or something like that.
You still got Baron J, McDaniels.
Like they're gonna be cold.
And you got that winning culture, like y'all been winning for a long time.
Your leader, a dog.
Yeah, your leader, a dog. You still got, as long as you got Rudy, you're gonna be all right too. For us defensively, it's just like, and they together, they already all click tight. And LaMelo personality about the same. Yeah. I think depending
on gonna look good over there, bro.
Depending on which LaMelo you get, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna
be popular. LaMelo gonna look like the Olivia Miles out there.
If nothing else, it's gonna be fun. So shout out to them with that. Let's get to some of the star questions, man. Shout out to Minnesota. How many wins do you think Ben Mathurin helps propel the Pelicans by? Like, do you think he's worth an additional 4 wins to your original prediction?
We had it at like 45. So do I think they become like a 49? I think they could push for like, if they stayed healthy all season. And even the benefit is they could sustain injuries a lot.
Oh better. Now if
they don't do an MPJ deal, like they can truly sustain injuries. I think you could get closer to. I think you could get close to 50.
Okay.
I think
go ahead.
Yeah, I could, because I had them at like 44, 45. I think you get around 48.
I'm gonna get
48.
I'm gonna put them at solidly 40 plus. because I'm like, you would have to tell me that Ben is getting some real minutes.
Ben gonna get minutes.
And I was like, assuming everyone plays the best version of themselves. So I think I'm more confident, but to me that 45 was like, well, shit, I could only go down, like counting numbers downward. I can't really give you 50. But now I'm like, I can solidly say I feel like 40 should be your floor if everything goes right.
For me personally, if they do nothing to the roster and they stay healthy, I'm confident in 45.
That's 45. I feel good about the number 45. If they're healthy and everyone does their thing, I feel good about that. And to me, that's why my floor is 40 now. My floor should like 40. You should be able to win 40 games today. If you don't do nothing else today, You should win 40 games.
If they, again, no other move, you just, Hawkins out, right?
Yeah.
Between Bryce and Wofford and, Peavy, even with those guys, I just think you're so solid. You know what I mean? So if Zion goes down, if Trey goes down, if a player that's ultimately everybody, your whole team is not going to play 82 games.
Yeah.
You can account for if whoever misses, you can comfortably account for somebody.
Man.
And if you miss, if let's say we talk about somebody trying to figure out minutes, if Poole, God forbid, get hurt, miss the season, you're like, well, okay. Similar to what we were talking about with Shaden, right? Shaden going down just kind of allows them to be like, all right, we ain't got to worry about who to play. Now Ben just slots right into those minutes, uncontested. He's just like, all right, that made things a lot simpler. That's
the
just
Pelicans really just Ben's gonna help with some rebounding. Hopefully Trey Zion step up to the plate in that occasion. If Herb is here, Herb, you got to get 6-7 rebounds this year, though. He ain't gonna get 7. So let's just say you got to get at least 6.
5. I'll be comfortable with 5. He averages 3. 3.5.
Asking him to double it probably unfair. Yeah. But bro, you never gonna be playing offense. You got all you gotta do is and pass the ball.
Let me ask you this: do you think at some point before the trade deadline, MPJ is on this team?
I hate to go out there like that, but I'm gonna say I think they're motivated to get MPJ.
Okay.
I don't know if it happens.
Yeah.
But today I feel like there's some motivation behind them making another move. And I think that move that makes the most sense based on everything I've heard all over everyone I've talked to, MPJ makes the most sense. I'll say that. And I agree with Nola and here. I feel like, if they had Mitchell Robinson right now I'm not a big Mitchell Robinson fan, but if they had Mitchell Robinson or Andre Drummond, I would have them solidly at 45 wins. Because I'm like, damn, you could rebound. You ain't got no real
DeAndre going to get boards. DeAndre, you're 5. DeAndre gonna play this year, bro. Watch.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, though. Listen, when you be talking about I need somebody to go just give me 5 minutes, 7-8 minutes, DeAndre gonna play.
No, what I would love to ask DeAndre if I had the opportunity to talk to him. Hey, when we signed you last year, was you working out in the off season? Because if you were just chilling and they signed you off the couch, then that's different. Because this season, I know he's gonna be in tip top shape. But I
think he probably was I'll be honest. I think when he left Denver, there were no options out there. So he probably was just kind of I'm
gonna chill,
kind of staying in shape because you just work out. But now, bro, this dude training as if
he might play.
He about to start real shit. I don't mean it in a disrespectful way.
Yeah,
I'm saying he out here working.
Carlo, you better. Eve, bro, you better. Y'all boys better.
Yo, hey. Bro, listen. Say what you want. Again, say what you want. When DeAndre got his legs under him, Borrego just played him too many minutes.
Yeah,
but some of those stretches in the second half of that season when DeJounte got back and he was okay for about 15 minutes a game. Now he won't be asked to do it, but if just it's a random.
Yeah, if he had to, yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm talking about. Random Tuesday, he gonna be able to go out there. Listen, DeAndre, we just need you to foul people and get rebounds.
I'm gonna say this. I can't say it. Never mind. But shout out to everybody. The Pelicans turning over every stone right now. I'll say that.
Well, let me say this last thing too. Last thing before you get us out of here. You know how we've been talking about Ben Mathurin since last season becoming a Pelican. MPJ is the new Ben Mathurin. I think ultimately,
as far as you think ultimately is going
ultimately he will be here. Yeah.
You know who I hope it ain't? Miles Turner.
I don't think it's Miles.
I hope it ain't. And look, I fuck with Miles Turner, but no. But hey, I hope so, man. Look, I speak into existence. Shout out to the homie NBA Pelicans to see how do y'all think this deal will impact Zion's touches. I don't think it will.
Not at all.
I think Zion is not a high usage guy like that.
I think he's gonna get back to his 16 shots or whatever this year.
Did they guarantee him starting minutes? Not to my knowledge. Not starter minutes, I don't believe. Tennessee said to sign a Mathurin. Oh, we talked about that before. Well, hopefully not. Jay Burke said the market fell into this deal, saw how fast Kuminga was signed right behind the same deals, proved the deals to get back in free agency. Yep. Prove it deals. Both of those guys were kind of not looking too good this offseason. I think the only other real counter for Ben was go back on the qualifying offer or take a minimum with a contender. Spectacular said, you think DeJounte gets moved? I'm kind of sick of him. Aren't we all? I think there's a world where he's moved if the Nets like we want DeJounte. But I think it's gonna cost.
I don't think he's moved.
You don't think he's moved? Yeah.
My contingency would be if he's playing well, like if they're playing well, maybe at the deadline. But I think if they're playing well, they'll probably keep him and just be like, we'll let him opt out at the end of the season. But I guess it depends on what you get back for him.
Yeah.
Because if he's playing well, he's going to get that money.
If he signaled that he was like, I'm opting out, I think teams would be like, all right, let's do it. Like, you know.
Yeah. I can see that.
Corey say, how would Nick Richards fit with the Pelicans? Any news on Julian Reese? Nothing on Julian Reese or Nick Richards. I think Nick Richards would help. He averaged about 5-6 rebounds a game as a backup big. It can help rim run, add toughness, rim defense. If they honestly, I wouldn't hate just signing Koloko, bro. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't be mad. You got to create the spot
because I believe Mosley is going to have these guys playing better.
Yeah.
So, and even if Koloko on the two-way, he can. Even if he on the two-way, he could play a number.
He can't be on the two-way.
Oh yeah, Koloko not two-way eligible. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you had to create another spot. Say, Chaz, what would you give up for Jabari?
Herb.
I think the only people. I mean,
would you do Herb and Sadiq Bey for Jabari?
I don't think
he make about 22.
I think Jabari and Sadiq about the same player right now. Honestly, I still think Jabari got some upside, but probably ain't gonna like realize it. I think and Jabari. The reason I like Jabari too because he could play minutes at the 5.
Yeah.
But
he's like a 4.
Will you say how much you make 22? If I could do it for her,
he like in the 20s. Like I think he like a little 20 guy. I think
if it was like Herb and Hawkins, like I couldn't get. And I really like Jabari, but I just couldn't trade Sadiq. I think Sadiq Bey is. I think Sadiq Bey is like.
He damn near fears in Zion. Like he's
no
in the core.
Not that. I think Sadiq Bey is like the most reliable professional you got right now. That to where you like, I know what I'm going to get if from no one else today. Yeah. I know Sadiq Bey plays exactly the same way every single night.
I ain't mad at that.
And that's kind of why I feel like, yeah, I would want to keep Sadiq. What the few say, how would y'all manage the minutes and rotations cover team? I think Alvin spoke to that, tapping with Pels in the blender. I wish we had the link ready. I could have just posted it in here, but just make sure y'all tap in with Pels in the blender. Watch all the episodes. Shit. Tell the people they can find you at, bro.
Speaking of, also you catch us on YouTube, Pels in the blender. Or you can catch me at Just Say Davis on X, man. Appreciate everybody, dog. 2 for 1 today. You heard me? That's how we do it on a Wednesday.
Yes, indeed, man. Y'all know this is Chatter Chaz. Y'all can catch me here on this channel occasionally. Again, I'm back on hiatus until another trade or so happens. If something else happens, I'll be back. But y'all catch me here. Catch me on Instagram at Chatter Chaz, Twitter at Chatter Chaz. Make sure y'all tap in with the backup channel as well, Chatter Chaz 9 on YouTube. Yeah, man, just like, subscribe, keep supporting, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in, supporting us on this hump day. The Pelicans got it done. There's more work to be done. And yeah, man, phone blowing up right now. We got things happening here, so we'll see. Anything comes up, we'll be sure to tap back in with you guys and let y'all know. Appreciate all the new faces in here. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. Appreciate talking to you guys. But have a good day. Have a good rest of the week. Have a good weekend. And see y'all next time we see y'all. We out. Peace.
like I had the lotto. I'm coming through like 100 doing this 1 or 2s. You don't know if the smoke from the gun I told, from the blunt I blew. Got them sick as the flu. Cause this she be humming too. Got your chick in her hand, she think it's the tension in here. When the enemy near, what the you wanna do? I'm a G.